Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again. Yesterday I was playing ladder, and literally I just kept running into the same deck over and over and over again. It's like everybody was playing this deck, and it was this Viego Elise Katarina deck, and I was like, what the heck is this? So I finally spent some time last night. I looked it up. I looked at the stats. I saw that it was like the highest win rate deck on Masters and Platinum in the past like 2 days. And this is what I'm showcasing for you all today. So this is Elise, Viego, one Katarina, Legion Deserter. Legion Deserter is like another champion. So don't get confused. Like even though technically Viego, Katarina, and Elise are champions, Legion Deserter deserves to be in the thumbnail, deserves to be in the title, because this guy is the heart of this deck. He just carries this deck. So the whole idea here is like with this deck, like, first of all, if you don't know, Legion Deserter gets ally buff everywhere, right? Gets against all the ally everywhere buffs. The way that it works is that the Encroaching Mists, when they're summoned, they grant all ally Viegos and all other Encroaching Mists +1/+1, right? So the Deserter actually double dips into it. He gets the +1/+1 that other Encroaching Mists get, and he also gets the +1/+1 that all the Viegos get. So every single Encroaching Mist ends up adding +2/+2 to your Legion Deserter. So literally just by having a Cameroonian Soldier on turn 3, your Legion Deserter is now a 7. It's now all of a sudden a 7/6. Just like that. He's a 7/6 with Overwhelm. Obviously, you can play multiple soldiers. You can have Viego summoning Encroaching Mist, or you can also have Hydrobind, and all of a sudden your Deserter can get really out of control really quickly by being able to get that +2/+2 every single time that you get an Encroaching Mist on the field. That's really the main combo of this deck. However, this deck works so good because that's not the only win condition, right? Like, yeah, you can win with a big Deserter that has Overwhelm and has Atrocity as a backup, but you can also just win because you have Elise, House Spider, Sentry, and Katarina just being able to put a lot of damage into the opponent. Like, he kind of ends up playing a little bit like an aggro deck sometimes. If you get the right hand where you get an Elise and you're able to level her with House Spiders, you can just push so much damage into the opponent, because a lot of opponents are afraid to block into you because you actually also have control tools in this deck. We play triple Flock, we play triple Disintegrate, heck, we play triple Battle Feast, and even double Vengeance here. Like, all these control tools means that it can be very awkward for the opponent to block into you, because if they block even the small spider, they're opening up themselves to die into a Flock or a Disintegrate, which is nuts. So I think like this deck is so good to me because it's like, I feel like it's like combining everything into one, right? You have control tools from Shadow Owls and Noxus. You have aggro tools for Shadow Owls and Noxus. You have like a mid-range package here with Legion Deserter and Viego, and then you even have top end with Atrocity and Hadroban. It's like you can literally win at every single stage of the game, as you will see in some of the games that you're gonna see here today. And on top of that, you even have Sentry to even stop the opponent as well, be able to stun them and stop their attack. And you get a lot of draw between Glimpse and Spirit Leash that you're almost always able to have what you need in your hand when you need it and be able to get into your win condition. So that's how this deck works. Wow. Yeah, I mean, you can see I'm excited because I really like this deck. And when I saw everybody playing, I was like, man. And you guys kind of saw a glimpse of it in just the videos where we went against using Thralls. I think this is really a really good deck. Really good deck. Just because of how much stuff. And I think really Disintegrate is just such a good card. It can carry a lot of these Nonsense control decks. And it's not different here. And honestly, like Deserter is also such a nutty card with the Viego package, because it can get so big so quickly that opponents have a really hard time dealing with it. So yeah, I mean, enough talking about this deck. I didn't even really do a great breakdown, but you can kind of see all the cards you just playing 3 off of everything, 2 Vengeance to Atrocity, and instead of 3, at least you play 1 Katarina to allow us to attack multiple times, and because the Blaze Edge can also be really good with the Flock and the Disintegrate. I hope you enjoy the games coming up soon. I hope you give this deck a try, because it's really fun and everybody's playing it. Everybody's playing it in Masters. I think Masters and the Diamond Ladder is literally this deck and Thralls at the moment. That's all everybody's playing. So if you like the content, please make sure to like the video below. And as always, you can also subscribe to us. We post our videos every single day. Enjoy the games coming up today, and I'll see you all at the end of the video for some mulligan tips. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Lysandra, Alia. So these are gonna be Thralls. So our Deserter could actually get really big really quickly, which is pretty nice. Do I want to keep that Vengeance? I don't think keeping the Vengeance is correct. I think we want to be able to put pressure on them early on. And I do want to keep the Spirit Leash because I do need to be able to draw. We have the potential to quote-unquote level up Elise, but opponent could easily have Avalanche or Rabin. Okay, two Spirit Leashes is a little bit more accurate. 2 Spirit Leashes is a little bit more accurate. Opponent gets the Thrall on turn 1. Not a bad card. Not a bad card. I guess if the opponent taps out, of like Avalanche, like if the opponent does Lysandra here, then we can actually level up the Elise. So let's say that the opponent does the Lysandra right here. Or Tavern Keeper. That's also okay with us. So we can just level up the Elise now. We need to open attack to play around an Avalanche. And then we're gonna have to just try to do a Spirit Leash on whatever survives. We still push 7 damage, which I think is decent, because remember, with this is at the end of the day an Atrocity deck as well. But the problem is that the opponent should be playing freezes. So we do have to be careful about when we do the Atrocity. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I think I want to draw now while I have the chance. Okay, so that's our Viego and our Deserter. Viego is actually pretty good because Viego means that if the opponent tries to kill any of our units, he's just gonna summon a miss. He actually is gonna attack first. That's actually unfortunate. I don't want to give him the board space. I don't want to give him the board space. It's really important for this deck to have the board space. And I want these cards to count for Viego. If we can threaten the Viego level up, it's also a problem for the opponent. So right now, if they have the Avalanche, it's a lot more accurate for them to do it. Because it's giving us 6 plus 7 to the Viego. To the Viego level up. So that's why our opponent is kind of debating about it right now, I guess. Yeah, it's a tough call for the opponent because if they have the Avalanche, so I'm pretty sure they have the Avalanche. So they okay. Well, the Rabin is kind of the same, right? Rabin is the same. It's actually even better because it gives us the miss on our next turn, so we have a miss that we can attack with. Unless they also but that doesn't work. I guess that kills the Elise, but that doesn't kill the Viego. Right? Because it's gonna trigger once. Oh wait, it triggers twice right away. Okay. Okay. I wasn't sure how that worked. I didn't know it worked that way. So it triggers right away. So it triggers twice right away and doesn't actually trigger
If I stumble, I have the earth.
doesn't actually trigger like once at a time. Here's the question. Do we just push? I think we do. I think we just push the damage here, right? We can just flock the Lysandra, push the 6 damage, and then start with the Hydrobands, and maybe the Hydrobands can get bigger. It's gonna be a while though before the Hydrobands get as big as the person throws, because my Hydrobands right now are only at 1/1. It's gonna bring them to 2. The opponent does need to be careful. They're down to 6 HP. If we top deck Atrocity, that's a problem. The Legion Deserter is certainly gonna be bigger than his miss very quickly. Now the opponent could have. Will the opponent be able to summon both of them? That's the question here, and I don't know if they can. Okay, so they are going to be able to summon both of them. The problem is that we are able to play the Hydrobind here. So the Hydrobind means that we're going to get our units to be really big. So they will get the Thralls. So this bring. Do we have enough to survive it? Do we have enough to survive it? This is gonna make our things to be 6/6. So they are gonna be decent blockers. They're gonna be decent blockers unless he's able to kill the Hydrobind. He needs to be able to kill. He's gonna have 3 trolls though, because the third one's gonna trigger right now. The third one's gonna trigger right now as well. He's also gonna give us the Talia. I think we don't kill Talia right now. I think we wait. Because I don't wanna give him the free Talia value. So obviously we can just flock Talia on the stack to be able to stop her from dealing the damage to the Nexus. Oh, we also get the Vengeance. That's huge. So this should kind of clear us out then, right? Because we can just go here, 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 here. Heck, we survive. But surviving at 1 is not an option. Because surviving at 1 means that we lose to Rabin. So it has to be like this. Has to be like this, and when we just play the Lister and call it a day. I want him to use the Rider Negation. So I want the opponent to do Rider Negation here. So that we can use the Vengeance. Because if the opponent does the Rider Negation, we can always use the Vengeance on one of the Frozen Guards. Wow, doesn't do it. So he either has... I guess he has to have the Rabin then. Ah. Let's do this first. I want to join to Atrocity. Or just... Caribbean is also good. Caribbean is also very good. I think doing her Blade's Edge is actually a throw. I think what I want to do is the Legion Deserter. Although I guess we should do the Blade's Edge just in case that we actually not able to kill the opponent. So we should always do the Blaze Edge just in case that we're not able to kill the opponent next turn. That will get rid of all his Thralls. So we don't have to worry about that many Thralls anymore. And then here we do the Legion Deserter. And we get the Atrocity anyway, so we're able to win. And there we go. So now we have enough Overwhelm to win the game. Even if the opponent has a freeze, we also have Katarina in the field, and we also have the Atrocity, right? If the opponent will have to commit the freeze first, and then we can Atrocity next turn, anyways. So yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Aphelios Fizz again. So this should be a very tough matchup for us, I think. Although, you know, the House Spider and the Battle Piece is not a bad combination. With the Flock to back it up as well, if we need to like kill like a Gleaming Lantern, it's not a bad way to start. The House Spider gives us early blockers, and a way to at least be able to push some damage, I think. I wonder how this matchup goes. It's the second time we're playing it today, but I think that, you know, when we played it earlier, we got a little bit lucky. So let's see if that actually works out the same here. I also respect Bones. Bones is playing a lot of different decks, even though he's already in Masters, which I guess is good. It's early in the season, so this is when you go and explore all the different decks. So, not a bad hand. Not a bad hand. Aphelios is annoying, right? Aphelios is annoying because he can actually stun the Legion Deserter, like perma stun it, which can be a problem. So we do have to be careful about Aphelios there. Not that we have the Deserter in our hand anyways, but, you know, still something to have to watch out for. Fortunately for us here, the opponent could have Gleaming Lantern and we will have no way to kill it right away because this takes 2 turns to do. Okay, we did get the Deserter. Ooh. That means it's an awkward hand that the opponent has. Oh no, they get Aphelios. So we can just kill Aphelios here. Wait, but this loses to a Guiding Touch. I guess we can just do the Soldier. We can just do the Soldier and open attack. We could just pass. We could just pass. Actually, passing was probably better. So passing was better because opponent always wanted to do... I do think passing was better. I don't think he's ever blocking this, right? So he's never blocking this, so I think it's fine to do it like this. I think passing was better and just... Okay, well, I guess we'll just go ahead and do this. I think Aphelios is more important than the Gleaming Lantern. I think Aphelios is way too good at like stunning us and doing everything else, so I think it's fine to do this. Because obviously he wants to stun the Legion Deserter if he can, and I cannot let him do that. The other question is here: do we commit the Legion Deserter this early? Okay, well, we did Disintegrate in our hand. I think we do. I think we commit the Legion Deserter this early. I think it's pushing a lot of damage here. I think this is pushing enough damage that it makes me feel fine with it. Opponent shouldn't have a way to stun this. I guess the Caliber could potentially present the lethal damage on this guy. Yeah, there you go. So he's going to try to present the lethal damage. That Rainbow Fish is kind of annoying. He's still pushing a lot of damage though. I think at this point I'm going to pretend like I have Atrocity and I just want to get him low enough so that I can kill him with Atrocity. He's going to give me his Gleaming Lantern. And he's also going to give me the Librarian, although we can just kill the Librarian anyways, right? I think we actually don't kill it right now. I think we actually don't kill it right now. I think we actually wait. I think we actually wait until he commits the attack with it for us to be able to kill it. Because I don't think he has a way to protect this Librarian, and it's not a big threat for us. I guess opponent could prank it here, right? Could prank our combo, which would be a problem. We do have double Disintegrate now, though, so even if he pranks the combo... Wow, he hit the Hydrovine. He hit the Hydrovine, so now it's going to be 9 costs. Yeah, I mean, he can go all in with the Librarian, but we have enough value here with the Disintegrates that I don't think it's a problem for us. We get the second, although we probably have to commit the Katarina, right? Probably have to commit the Katarina here. Yeah, so opponent's going to try to go with the Librarian, I guess. How are we supposed to... I guess if the opponent lets us develop, I think I'm always going for the Disintegrate Blaze Edge combo, right? If the opponent lets us develop, I think we always have to kill the Librarian.
I taste purple. Yay.
Let the bloodshed begin.
I guess that's a nice value there, right? He gets a lot of lifesteal out of this. That is a lot of lifesteal, which will let him survive. I'm gonna have to take that. I'm gonna have to take that hit. I think I'm gonna have to take that hit, unfortunately. Maybe not. No, I think we always keep the Sentry back. I think we're gonna have to just take that hit from the Librarian. We can stun it. And then what? We don't do the Blaze Edge? If we stun it, we tap out of the Disintegrate combo. Opponent always wants to attack here, right? So I think we just pass. I do think we go for it. I do think we go ahead and kill this guy. I mean, giving him that value, I really don't want to give him that heal. I think it is correct. I think it is correct to do it like this. It does put us in a tough spot, though. It does put us in a tough spot, because now we just die to a Fizz with double attack. Yeah, opponent's just going to go all in and kill us with the Librarian. Yeah, if the opponent gets the Fizz with double attack, we just lose the game. Because we will not be able to kill the Fizz, right? Which is the big deal here. I definitely think I want to summon the Hydrovine, to be honest. It'll also be the Viego, but it's always going to be the Hydrovine. There's a lot more value this way. It's just Papercraft. So now we just worry about Fizz and Papercraft. Like that combination of two cards will completely blow us out, unfortunately. But I couldn't let him lifesteal, because I think letting him lifesteal is worse for us. than anything else. Katarina being leveled up means that we get a zero cost Blaze Edge to enable the Disintegrate if we need to. So what we're gonna do here is that we're gonna Disintegrate and then we're gonna summon the Grenadier. I guess we also could potentially just die here, right? If the opponent goes wide enough. So let's say that the opponent has another Rainbow. Okay, Papercraft? I think that's okay, right? Unless you get Aphelios. If the opponent gets the Aphelios, then that's scary, but we have the Stun Spider. So I'm okay with the Aphelios. What we need to do is, I want to be able to develop the Deserter this turn if I can. Yeah, I would love to develop the Deserter this turn if I can. If that's the case, I'm not actually supposed to play Katarina here. I don't know if I actually am. But I also feel like if I don't play Katarina here, I'm kind of opening up myself to having to block with the Hydrobind, which is also not nice for us. So I think we do play the Katarina, just so that we're able to kill the Telescope with Agrocologist. We still have enough value here with the Sentry to stop a potential Aphelios. Like, we don't need to attack here. Pokestick, that's still not enough either. Opponent doesn't have enough now to do the Aphelios, right? Opponent doesn't have enough to do the Aphelios, and we still have enough to do the Disintegrate combo. So now we just summon the Deserter. So now we 100% summon the Deserter here. We can block this guy, right? We can block everything here. So we can block, like, because we just always do this. I don't even mind, like, I don't even mind blocking with the Katarina, to be honest. Because if we don't block with Katarina, we go down to 2. But we are threatening a little bit more damage. When it needs to block Katarina. Does Katarina go back to a Pell Cascade? I think I need to keep Katarina alive. So I think I need to keep Katarina alive. It's too important to keep her alive. Yeah, so that's the Pell Cascade that will kill her. We go down to 3 HP, and that's game. Yeah. So the Disintegrate is so good. The Disintegrate is such a good card in this deck, and you can see why. And you can see the pressure that the Deserter can put, because Bones was in a tough position there. He needed to get exactly Aphelios and the Overwhelm, but we even had the Stun unit to stop that play. Like, if he tried to do Aphelios plus the Overwhelm, we have the Stun to put it on the Gleaming Lantern that had double attack, and that completely negated that play, right? So we all had enough blockers and we had enough control. Like, this deck is just nuts because he has the control tools, he has the aggro tools in terms of Elise and the spiders, as you saw in the other game where we won against Fizz Aphelios. And then he also has the top end with Viego, Deserter, Hydrobind, and Atrocity. Like, it's so nuts in my opinion. It's a really, really good deck. So yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, it's gonna be up against Annie Misfortune. So is this just Pirate Aggro? Right? I'm guessing it is just Pirate Aggro, a set that is just playing Annie instead of Twisted Fate. In which case, Elise is pretty good because he gives us blockers, right? Elise is pretty good because he gives us blocker. The Soldier is also really good because he gives us blockers in turn 3. We can always do the Spirit Leash to be able to bounce back the Spiderling that we get here. Elise is also technically able to block the Annie. Misfortune is annoying though, but again... Are we ever attacking here? I don't think we are. I think we just keep the Elise to be able to block the Annie if the opponent goes for it. Oh, they're gonna do it like this. So can we just Katarina and kill this? I think we do. I think we just go like this. I think I'm willing to sacrifice Katarina into the Grenadier. I'm always willing to sacrifice the Katarina into the Grenadier, I think. I definitely want to kill this guy. opponent decides that he's just gonna not attack with everything. I'll take the 3. So he's really trying to keep Annie alive out of everything? Technically, we could block all the damage, but I don't know if that's actually correct. Because I actually like keeping the Elise on the board. I mean, we will have the soldier next turn. So maybe it's actually correct to block everything. Maybe it's actually correct to block everything. Because I have Viego. I have Viego, Spirit Leash, Soldier. So I think I'm always going to have enough value to outvalue the opponent as long as we can keep ourselves healthy. As long as we can keep ourselves healthy, it doesn't matter to me, right? Yeah, I think this is fine. This is still something that the opponent cannot attack into. I guess they could have make it rain. We can just play Viego next turn, or we can just do Vengeance, either one. Depending on what the opponent does here. That's an annoying card to go against. I guess I'm gonna go Viego. I'm gonna go Viego and have a blocker. Opponent could technically go wide again by going another Marai Warden or Saboteur. And us not drawing Viego Fizz is actually like ridiculous, right? But it is what it is, right? So do we have to deal with this Annie? Because if we go like this, we take an extra damage, but we keep blocker for one more turn, which is actually probably necessary. We prevent the Annie from potentially leveling up. If we block here, we take 1 less damage, but we go to 9, and we don't really have any other blockers. So I think I think I have to go like this, unfortunately. I really need to draw that Viego Fizz. I think we know the opponent probably has a Fervor, right? Just based on the fact that I guess let's just push some damage here. Oh, that's a huge draw. That's a really good draw. That's a really good draw. We know that the opponent has a Fervor, or because they probably drew it from here, right? Could also be making rain though, so we have to be careful about that. I think we always have to do House Spider here. Opponent also let us get that damage. Wow. I guess that's pretty good for him. Because he gets rid of our blocker. I mean, we are going to potentially lose the Viego here. We still have House Spider though. Opponent gets more attacks here. We're going to have to probably Vengeance. We know that the opponent has probably a Fervor here. If the opponent doesn't open attack, we can always do Hydrobind. Decides not to open attack. So it has to be Hydrobind. So it's always Hydrobind here because we know that the opponent has a spell from Sap. So it's always Hydrobind, and now we have blockers for everything. We know that the opponent has like Fervor or something like that. Yep, this is fine with me. So now the opponent is going to be losing to almost everything. Because we can Vengeance the Fervor. So he might be thinking, oh, you know, I can Fervor and Decimate to win the game. But again, we can just Vengeance the Fervor away. We have 2 Fearsomes that he cannot even block. He needs to block here. We can attack with everything here. Yeah, this seems about right to me. We always have a second Hydroman as well. Viego is actually going to level up. So we're actually going to also steal his Drakehound. One is down to 3 HP. We have plenty of blockers, I think. And we're also going to steal... I guess we steal the Drakehound, so the Drakehound is not going to be a good blocker. We just need to... We just lose to the double Decimate. So it has to be... I guess a single Decimate loses the game here, huh? I think I actually glimpse. So I think I actually glimpse, because the problem is that a single Decimate loses us the game because of the Corsair. So I wish I had... I needed to have the Viego Fizz. I needed to have the Viego Fizz. There's no way that he does the Fervor right now, does it? Does he? Because the other problem is that we probably have to Vengeance the Sap. Because the Sap is dealing 2, 3... Yeah, I'm just gonna assume that the opponent's not gonna actually Wow.
I'm one of the good guys.
Wow.
Not that good.
We can kill the misfortune here. Is killing the misfortune correct? So opponent's always gonna be able to do. So again, opponent has a fervor. So we know they're gonna fervor here. And once like whatever we try to sentry and flock, they're gonna be able to fervor. So once they're able to fervor, we live at 1. If we take the damage from the sap, we live at 1. I think that's correct, actually. So we lose to the decimate, or we lose to the second. Yeah, we're gonna live at 1. Let's live at 1. Let's live at 1 and just pretend that the opponent's not gonna get anything else to be able to actually kill us. Because we have the vengeance, right? We are gonna have to always keep the mana for the vengeance. But I think that's fine. The other option is for us to draw into the atrocity, which is also a consideration. Oh, we actually overdrew. I missed that. So we actually gonna overdraw here. He hit the make it rain. He top decked the misfortune and hit the make it rain on our face, even though we have 5 units. Oh! I guess it's a good chance, right? It's like a 50. It's a little bit over 50. No, we have 5 units, so it's a 50-50 chance. So yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against... Wow, Garen, Jarvan, Failure. So is this just elites with just a Failure splash? If it's just elites with a Failure splash, I like the House Spider. They have a lot of time. They have a hard time dealing with a lot of blockers. If it's just elites, the Disintegrate is also going to be really, really good against Garen. Like, really, really good against Garen. We even get the Viego now. I guess Viego is... We always attack with both. Because if the opponent blocks the little spider, we can always Aphelios Fizz the... Yeah, so this is just elites. This is just elites. Is the soldier... Is it ever the soldier here? I don't think it is. I don't think it is, actually. I think I rather glimpse this next then. So it's a little bit of a slower play, but I think I just want to glimpse this next turn. I think as long as I keep units on the field, I'm okay. I want to glimpse this and potentially get more value. Like the flock is really good, right? We have the Disintegrate combo if the opponent summons Garen next turn, so I'm not too concerned about this. Wow, he's gonna go for it. Do we just do it now? Because technically, the Disintegrate combo can get punished by... What if we just do the Deserter? What if we just do the Deserter? That's still pretty bad for him to attack into it, right? And if he goes like this, we can do either Flock or Disintegrate. And I think Disintegrate is probably always better, right? I guess we can Flock. I guess we can do this. Because I think the Desert is just going to win us the game. I think we can do this. And just go like this. And if the opponent has single combat, they will sacrifice it into this and we still keep this unit alive. So let's say that the opponent has single combat. So if the opponent has single combat, they have to commit it right now to kill the Deserter. Okay, well, we just get a Garen for free, just like that. My fear here now is going to be Mr. Jarvan. So Jarvan is a little bit scary. However, the benefit that we have here is that Jarvan actually targets the Legion Deserter and not the Viego. And if he actually kills the Deserter, I'm actually also okay with that.
Out of nowhere.
Like, killing the Deserter is better for me than anything else. This is a little bit scary at 5 HP. Because of that, yeah. So now it means that technically we could lose both Viego and the Deserter. Just because of the Jarvan. I guess the Jarvan's gonna die to a Viego Fizz combo. Yeah, the Jarvan's gonna die to the Viego Fizz at least, right? So we can do it like this and still clear his board. We'll let the Deserter die, and I think that's fine. I guess we could have gotten value here by summoning... Like, I think we win on the game value, right? Because, yeah, there we go. We get a Hydrobind now, so we can just summon the Hydrobind and call it a day. I think we definitely put the Elise down just so that we have an additional blocker. We summon the Hydrobind. Opponent will need to have a second Jarvan to really make this do something to us. And then the Deserter is just going to get bigger and bigger every single turn because of the Hydrobind. Because every Encroaching Mists is adding +2/+2. Ooh, okay. I did not play around that. Captain Eric. Oh, wait. Of course I didn't play around that because that was created by Swiftfoot Lancer. That's literally the one card that he probably needed to be able to win. Honestly, that's actually probably the one card he needed. But we get the second Hydrobind like the Giga Checks that we are. So I guess we have to be worried about Challenger plus for Demacia. So we probably cannot play the second Hydrobind right now. Yeah, there you go. So he does summon the Garen. So he summons the Garen, so we cannot do the second Hydrobind. We can always just do the Deserter, to be honest. And make this Deserter really, really big. Because the opponent should never feel safe attacking with Arika. Because we technically could kill this Arika with like Flock and all this stuff. The good thing here is that the Garen is still going to die to the Flock unless the opponent commits it for the Demacia right now. Doesn't decide to commit it right now. So yeah, so we always just Flock this Garen, right? I think flocking the Garen is correct. Just so that we don't have to play around a second Garen. And... perfect. I think the Deserter is fine here. And then we just summon the Hydrobind and we just win with Atrocity. I guess the opponent could technically be playing Tailstones or something like that. They could have the Rally right here, but you know we do have the Hydrobind on the field, so the Rally's not too bad for us because we have blockers. And literally Atrocity just wins the game next turn because the opponent's at 15 HP and this is gonna be a 15 attack. Yeah, I'm completely okay with this. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and glimpse this now. Now that I know you have no mana for anything else, I can go ahead and glimpse this. I guess the opponent could technically have Concerted Strike, right? But I don't think I'm scared of that. As long as we keep, we even have the House Spider, to be honest. Heck, we can even do, yeah, we have the House Spider as well. So we can just do this. Opponent's never gonna attack with Barika. I guess we win through opponent tapped out of Concerted Strike, so it doesn't matter. We went through an Arika, like opponent cannot attack with the Arika, because if he does, he's just losing to the Deserter. I guess technically the Hydrobind gets banished. Technically the opponent, because a single combat kills the Deserter, right? So that's why I'm kind of scared of, yeah, because this is actually, well, actually the Hydrobind I think should stay on the field, no? I guess he gets obliterated. No, it gets obliterated because there's no space for it yet. So I am a little bit scared of single combat, so that's why I didn't want to just summon it right away. Because this card is at 15 HP. The problem though is that now we definitely open ourselves to a single combat no matter what. Because the opponent's always going to have 12 HP on this unit. I really just need Viego. Or a second Deserter. A second Deserter also does it. Which is better here? What is he gonna have to block with the Vanguard? What if we just do neither? I'm gonna take it very slow. I don't think the opponent has any way to beat us once this guy gets big enough. Especially now that we also have Vengeance. So now we can actually do the Atrocity, because even if the opponent has single combat, we can just Vengeance the single combat target. I guess let's just do this. Let's just do this, prevent the potential, I guess, fearsome, because we don't have a lot of fearsome blockers. And it is a lot of damage that he's pushing. We can start attacking with the mist starting next turn, because now the mist is like really big as well. I just always want to have enough mana for Atrocity. That's the only problem here. And that's the only thing that makes this awkward. So now we can just do this one. And now we can attack with both. And the opponent's going to have to commit something on the stack. That's still lethal though now, right? Because now we safely can do this. Now that the opponent's out of single combat and consider, we safely do this. Oh, he's also playing Aphelios, so technically we should have also played him on whatever he's attacking. It could be like a Three Sisters. So that's why I wanted to play it really slow and really safe. Because I don't think that deck had any way to stop us as long as we played it safe to guarantee the win. So yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Annie Jhin. So it's going to be an aggro matchup. We do have decent number of units, but not that many, to be honest. So it might be a little bit scary. Might be a little bit scary because we're not... Yeah, like, see, our cards are very expensive, right? So our cards are very expensive, so it can be really risky for us to actually be able to defend early on. Especially if they play, like, any of the stun cards. We do have House Spider, but unfortunately we didn't get it. So we didn't get the House Spider. We got the Elise instead. I mean, we had the Elise in our hand, but we got this card, which none of them are going to be used anytime soon. And we get Vengeance on top of it. I think this is going to be a last game already. So this should be a last game already. The best thing that the opponent can do for us is block. If the opponent actually blocks with the Saboteur, we can actually kill it. With the Bunkuroki. Decides not to though. Oh, the stun is really good though.
I have my orders.
The stun is really good. I think we actually stunned this one. So we can stun this one because we can block it. That stops 2 damage from hitting us, right? We can kill everything else that the opponent has. I'm gonna commit the flock right now, just in case that there's like a chance that the opponent actually passes. We have blockers for everything else, including keeping our Elise alive, and the opponent loses their whole board. This looks very good for us now. Opponent, I guess technically opponent has only done 2 skills, so we don't know yet if they have the Jhin in their hand. We can do the Spirit Leash on the Spider Link that gets summoned and potentially try to draw into like a Viego Fizz. Or something else that we can use instead. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so it has to be Spirit... Okay, so they did get the Jhin. So we'll do the Spirit Leash. And that's the House Spider. House Spider and also Flock. That's pretty good. Jhin will stun the Elise. Jhin will not stun the Spirit Leash. We can do the same thing here where we stun the Bunkuroki, saving ourselves an additional 2 damage. Although, if that's the case... Yeah, he cannot attack with Jhin.
I am frightened, but I am ready.
I guess if he stuns this one, then he can do it. Do we ever... What's more scary? I think it's House Spider. I think I'd rather just flock the Jhin. Next turn. Like, this sucks, right? It sucks as we lose a lot of our units. But I think I'd just rather flock the Jhin next turn. Like, we just block like this. We can do the Deserter. We can flock the Jhin. And I think I like opening up with the flock on the Jhin right away, just so that we can prevent a potential, like, him having 2 cards that he can trigger. So we can block the Jhin, get it out of the way. I guess this helps him if the opponent has a second Jhin, because second Jhin is actually pretty bad for him. Yeah, so that's the Decimate. We'll go ahead and summon the Deserter. And then we'll attack. So I like summoning the Deserter. Okay, well, if he's gonna stun us, that's okay. If he's gonna stun us, that's okay with us. I think I'm still gonna attack with the Sentry. So if he's gonna stun us, I think that's fine with us. Opponent literally has no units, only has one card. We have Vengeance to stop anything that he might have. That's scary. We can also just do the Hydroban instead. That gives us 2 blockers. Is there anything that he has? I guess if he has a second stage hand, it's a little bit more punishing. Wow, it doesn't have it. So I think it's just Hydroban then, right? So then we go to 8. We just do Hydroban, and we also have Atrocity. This is going to become bigger. This is going to become a 9 attack unit, by the way, right? Because each miss is going to buff this by 2 health and 2 attack. And that should be game. At 8 HP, the opponent should have anything here that can stop us. Boom. And that's 18 health. Hey. You can kind of see the power here and how quickly out of control that Legion Deserter can get if left unchecked. I think obviously we ended up getting lucky there with the flock and the stuns just at the right moment. Especially the 2 sentries just going to save the game there. So yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against this Aphelios. How do we win this? It's actually my first time playing this matchup. It's actually my first time playing this matchup. So the Vengeance is tempting. So the Vengeance is really, really tempting because it can let us, but like, they usually have ways to stop that. I think the Disintegrate is good, and so is the Katarina. But I think the Vengeance is a little bit too greedy and too expensive for what we want to do right now. There's a world where we can actually level up Elise. And leveling up Elise is actually pretty good with Disintegrate backup. I really like this, and also the Katarina, right? So I think this is fine. I wonder if the opponent will block here. I wonder if the opponent blocks here. I wonder if it was actually correct to play Katarina then. It would have stopped the opponent from blocking. I think we can go like this now. Still gives us the blocker for the Hungry Alkai. It does give him more value here. One is probably going to try to go for Rainbow Fish here. The fact that they're searching for it though is very good for us. Because it means they don't have it in their hand. Rainbow Fish will make this pretty strong though. Because the opponent's going to have exactly 4 mana next turn. Yeah, Rainbow Fish would be annoying. Double Disintegrate though. Double Disintegrate means that we can actually remove the Spell Shield. Yeah, so that's the Rainbow Fish. I'm gonna do it like this. So I'm gonna do it like this. Opponent's not gonna have any blockers for us next turn. Opponent's not gonna have any blockers for us next turn. And if they try to block, I guess like they can only block the Spiderlings, I guess. And then we can just attack again with Katarina, and now we're gonna have access to zero cost Blaze Edge. So we can play Katarina and have the 0 cost Blaze Edge, and this card only has 1 HP, so we can actually remove the spell sheet with Disintegrate. I guess we have to be careful for... He used the Guiding Touch on his face. He's probably going to try to do... I still think we go for it. So he's going to have to... He's going to have to stun the Katarina here. And the moment that he stuns... So the reason that I like going for it is because if the opponent commits the Moon Weapon... If the opponent committed their Moon Weapon there, it did mean that we would have been able to... Oh, wow. He gives me this for free. Wait a second, opponent. I have a Blaze Edge. Opponent. I have a Blaze Edge. I have a Blaze Edge. I like the Disintegrate. So I like the Disintegrate instead of the Blaze Edge, and using the Blaze Edge to... I guess it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing regardless. I like doing this though. I like doing the Blaze Edge to remove the Spell Shield. So removing the Spell Shield I think is really, really good, because the opponent's going to have to open attack. Because if they don't open attack, we can resummon Katarina and be able to kill his Hungry Alka. Yep, so here we go. Now we get to resummon Katarina. Like, the opponent will have to commit something else here. We have enough mana to do the disintegrate as well on top of it. What do you do? Lifesteal. So then we commit the Blaze Edge. And the opponent's going to try to do Pale Cascade. And then we're going to do Disintegrate. You saw how I called that. It had to be Pale Cascade. It had to be Pale Cascade or... it had to be Pale Cascade or Guiding Touch. Which is why the Disintegrate, the second Disintegrate was going to completely punish that. Opponent is down to no cards. Only has 1 mana. Has to block Katarina. Right? Has to block the Katarina. And that's it. That's game. So, surprisingly, we were able to blow the opponent out, but I think a big reason for that is because the opponent did not get the Gleaming Lantern. If the opponent got the Gleaming Lantern, they would have been able to go wider than us, or at least match us, so that we were not being able to push as much damage and as much pressure as we did right there. But you can kind of see an auto-win condition for this deck, where you just literally win by just rushing them down, and that's kind of what makes this deck so good. It's not just the Atrocity, Legion, Deserter, but it's also the Elise Katarina, Spider Rush. So yeah, GG's. Hey, welcome back everybody. Hope you enjoy those games and you kind of see what I mean about how this deck feels like it can do everything. Like aggro, mid-range, late game control, all in once. It's like a jack of all trades just because of how many tools it has for both of these regions. As you saw, even against those games against Aphelios, where one of them we just won by aggroing them down with Elise, and the other one we won by just actually controlling their board with Disintegrate, right? And then be able to finish with a big Deserter and even Katarina putting in a lot of work. So really, really, really fun deck, and I feel it's really, really strong. In terms of mulligan, I'm still trying to figure that out myself, to be honest. I feel like some of the games that we played today have mulligan correctly, some of them have mulligan correctly. I'm still trying to figure out what the right way and the right ratios is. I definitely think keeping Elise early on, obviously, is really, really good. House Spider against aggro or Viego Fizz is really good. Ironically, we never got either cards early on against the aggro decks that we went against, but definitely keep those against aggro. Keep Elise almost every time. I like keeping the Soldier as well. But yes, pretty much usually Soldier, House Spider, Elise tend to be my good keeps. You can keep Flock and Disintegrate if you think you're gonna need to deal with like a really annoying unit that the opponent has. But aside from that, it can be really risky to keep some of these in case that you draw some of your late game tools. I definitely wouldn't keep any of your late game cards. Heck, even Viego or Deserter. Pretty much everything that costs 3 and more, I would mulligan away, to be honest. I would just keep stuff that costs 3 or less. So yeah, that's what I would recommend. As always, if you like the video, please make sure to drop a like below. You can also subscribe to us. We post our videos every single day. You can also find us on Twitch at Sirturmund. We stream 3 to 4 times a week. And if you're watching this when this goes live on Tuesday, we should actually be streaming at the moment. And you can also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Hope you guys enjoyed this deck. I think this is going to be a really meta deck. So hopefully I was able to teach you a little bit of how to pilot this deck. I'll see you all again tomorrow.